So everybody, at the previous stop I was talking about the straw stalactites, and you can see a few more hanging from the rocks around, and like little pencils hanging down. But right in front of us now we've got a different type of stalactite. And the thing is, the straws will actually transform into these over time if they get blocked up inside by calcite building up in them. And the way that will work is, of course, when the straws are blocked, water can't come down through them anymore. It has to find a way outside somehow. And it will be the extra calcite building up outside the straw that makes it bigger and stronger and lets it grow longer over time like that. Now again, if you look closely at the surface, you'll see it's shiny. So there's water on it, leaving calcite behind, and water is also dripping down from the tips. So whenever water drops from a stalactite especially, there's still lots of calcite in the water. And over time it's going to be forming a stalagmite directly underneath, which will just be building up as the water drips, of course. But the thing is, these are working against gravity, so they'll take much longer to grow. While the stalactites are working with gravity, you can see the effects of gravity on the stalagmites. Then they're a lot shorter and they're a lot bigger too. So at some point still, anyway, these two are going to be growing for long enough to actually meet up and grow together. Of course, we wouldn't exactly be waiting around to see that happen. We have an example of that up in the back.
Wow. Oh.
So right back there we've got a pillar. You can also call it a column. There's about 3 or 4 back there. We get a better view as we pass by if you're looking in, but it would have been a bunch of stalactites and a bunch of stalagmites that each managed to come together at some point individually. Now the thing is, we actually have no idea when they came together, and the only real way to tell the age of the formation is if you do a chemical test on it, which we managed to do on the stalagmite up front here. Now there was a sample of this one taken from the very bottom, from the very middle, because for a stalagmite that would be the oldest part. And a test called uranium ion dating was done. They found out this one in particular is just over 8,000 years old. So hopefully that will help you understand how much time it would take for these to form. It will take a fair amount of time really. But still, for such a big stalagmite, you should be expected to see a pretty big stalactite above it then, right? But if you kind of crouch down and look real close right above it, you might be able to see there's an absolutely tiny straw directly above it. It's about a ½ an inch long. And that little guy's been dripping for 8,000 years. Making this grow. It drips literally every minute these days. So it's still forming itself too. But it should be bigger. It must have broken at some point in time. Maybe naturally or just by accident. But if it had never broken at all, we'd more than likely be looking at another pillar right now. Probably quite a big one too. But anyway, that's all the geology of it.